Hello dear students, welcome you all for transmission and distribution class. So today we will see the last part of the fourth module, that is underground cables. So here we will see the different types of the cable faults. Generally the underground cables are laid under the ground, so it is not visible clearly from the person who is observing it. So it is very difficult to locate the fault also, where exactly the fault has been taken place or what is the kind of the fault. If an overhead line means, we can tell, yes, this insulator got punctured or the line is broken, everything we can see. But in underground cables it is not easy to understand what exactly the different fault is taking place. So to find the what exactly the different types of fault, before that, what are the chances of faults are taking place in the underground cables, let us see one by one. So we can classify in three different ways in these type of faults. The first one is the open circuit fault, second one is the short circuit fault, and the third one is the earth fault. As the open circuit fault is concerned, it is the chances of any one conductor is becoming open. Out of a bunch of conductors, either three or four, usually we are having conductors, three wire system, we are having three conductors. With one neutral, we will be having four wires. If any one of the conductor may get broken, how to come to know that exactly the open circuit is taking place in some of one conductor? The method is very easy, because we cannot go and check each and every wire, because it is underground. It is already laid inside the ground or in dust. So the method is very simple. Two ends we are having for the cable. One end of the cables, all the three cores are made short and given it to earth. And using the megger, we will be finding the resistance between the ground and each conductor. Each conductor we need to find. Now what happens? Uh, if any one conductor shows uh, 0, then conductor is perfect. If any one conductor shows the infinite value, then obviously that conductor is open. So we can come to know that this conductor is broken. So this is regarding the open circuit fault. Short circuit test is what, because of the insulation injury or while fixing or installing the cable, chances of damaging of internal insulation will take place, because of the two conductors are getting shorted. So this is to be come to know by with the megger only. We have to check the insulation we have to check the resistance between the two conductors every time. If we get the conductors is showing the zero resistance, then obviously you can conclude that these two conductors are at the short condition. The last one is earth fault. This is what one of the conductors is come in contact with the earth. So this is very simple way to measure this one. Using the megger only, we have to find the each conductor and earth resistance. If any conductor shows zero resistance, obviously that conductor is under the connection with the earth. So this is a very simplest method to find the three different, or we can come to know what exactly the fault is taken place. So the next is what the location of the fault. That is very important. So where exactly it happens. To find this one, there are different methods are there. Murray loop test is there, Verley loop test is there. Murray loop test is for once again having two tests. One is earth fault test, another one is the short circuit test, and Verley loop test is used for another short circuit test. So these are regarding the test. Okay. Now we need to find what is the limitations of the cable. So finding the limitations of the cable, instead of giving directly the limitations, I'm going to give you the both advantages and disadvantages of a underground cable with respect to overhead cable. So by this you can write your either advantages or disadvantages of the underground cable, so that we will see one by one. So we will see the comparison between overhead and underground system. First one is public safety. The underground system is more safe than the overhead system, because distribution wiring is placed underground and there is no little chance of any hazard. So this is one of the advantage. Okay, actually we wanted to see the limitations, but better with this method we will go. We will find both advantages as well as disadvantages. So public safety is good in case of underground system. Then initial cost. Initial cost in underground system is very expensive due to the high cost of the trenching, conduits, cables, manuals, and other special equipments. The initial cost of underground system is may have 5 to 10 times of the overhead system. So this is one of the limitations you can find. Initial cost is high. Flexibility. The overhead system is much more flexible than the underground system. Yeah, obviously, because flexibly we can if any changes of connection or any last moment idea changes to change the place and all, it is very easy in overhead system. But underground system it is not possible. Where the initially our plan is that there only we have to fix it, and if any changes to be taken place, it is little bit difficult compared to overhead system. So flexibility is not much as compared to the overhead system. Next is faults. Yeah, obviously faults in the underground system are very rare, but finding the fault is very difficult. This is we can consider it as a advantage also, disadvantages also. Very rare in case of faults, but if a fault happens, it is very difficult to trace also. Appearance is very good in underground system. If you compare with your overhead system comparison, overhead system is not looks good as the underground system. We can maintain the beauty of the city in the case of the appearance. Fault location and repairs, that was I told in the faults itself, very difficult in case of the underground system, where it exactly happens, or repair is also very difficult. We need to remove the cable fully, all those things. Current carrying capacity and voltage drop. So overhead conductor has a considerably higher current carrying capacity than the underground cable conductor of the same material on the same cross section. On other hand, underground cable conductor has much lower inductive interference reactances than the overhead conductors. Here, current carrying capacity is lesser, but inductive interferences are less. So we can consider both advantage as well as disadvantage of the underground cable. Useful life. Useful life of underground cable is much longer compared to the overhead lines. Yeah, this we can consider it as a advantage. Then maintenance cost. Maintenance cost is underground system is very low. Once it is laid down means no need to touch. If any fault happens, then only we have to go. But overhead line means for seasonal changes also we have to check for that one. So maintenance is always will be there. Interference with the communication circuit. So an overhead system causes electromagnetic interferences with telephone lines. But the underground cables are not going to give this kind of things. So this is one of the advantage. So if anybody asks you to find what are the limitations of underground cable, then you can tell that initial cost is high, flexibility is less, fault tracing or locating the fault and repair is very difficult, current carrying capacity is less. This type of things you can give it as a your limitations of the cable. And if you find advantages, obviously you can give public safety is good, flexibility is we cannot give as flexibility, faults are very less, appearance is good, voltage drops are less, useful life is more, maintenance cost is less, less interference with the communication lines. These are the things we can give it as the advantages of the cable. Okay, so by this your underground cable is finished. Next we will move to the third module. If you find any difficulties in this chapter, you can call me and ask your doubts. Okay, so our two modules are finished now. First module is finished and the fourth module is finished. Now we will go for the performance of the different lines. So in that we will see different types of the lines, and with different ways of finding the performance of the each line in and classification of the lines and all. We will see it in the next class. In this one, if you find any difficulties, you can ask me your doubt. Thank you.